The Minnesota Vikings versus Detroit Lions matchup proved to be, as a Vikings fan, I can say it wasn't anything more than I expected. They were exactly who we thought they were. Dennis Green there, or Denny Green, RIP. But at the end of the day, the matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings, it was eventful. It was absolutely eventful. And we have standouts and fizzouts because Pop, everybody's got their own. Wait, there we go. We're not official or officially sponsored by Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or any of those supreme soda companies yet. But that doesn't matter to us because we just think Pop should replace all things drinkable, including water. So yes, everybody's got their own editions of winners, losers, risers, fallers. Ours is standouts and fizzouts because Pop or soda. Let us know what you guys drink down in the comment section below, whether it is Coke, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, whatever it is. The game between the Vikings and Lions here, it started out very much as I thought it would. The Lions are a team that, quite frankly, they're hot. Like they're just red hot. They've got Jared Goff playing at a very high level right now. They've got that defense that finds ways to be able to get the job done. And then yes, you also have a team that is very fired up under Dan Campbell. And then on the Vikings side, coming off that loss to the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football, I was just hoping they weren't going to get steamrolled, but they found a way to get it done at home, and they found a way to win it. That is part of the battle. But if we're being honest, we got a lot of standouts and fizzouts from this game, and I think, to me, can the Vikings just ever start out in a position where they actually start fast, they play fast, and do the things that they got to do? It frustrates me. We'll start with the good for the Vikings. Yes, I got to start with Dalvin Cook. Now, I know he did go down with a shoulder injury. They're hopeful that he's going to be okay, but Dalvin Cook, 17 carries, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Also had a couple of, one of those plays that were just sparked the offense. Absolutely. He was the only reason that the offense was as good as it was. And I would like to see a little bit more of the screen game for the Vikings, but it is what it is there. But there was just, during pretty much the entire second half, he was the complete offense for the Vikings. He was just the shot in the arm before he went down and had that fumble that they needed. So, then Alexander Mattison, definitely another standout. 7 carries, 28 yards. Fought for every single inch in that 6-yard touchdown run. Just loved it. So, definitely 2 standouts there. That also Adam Thielen finally waking up from his wide receiving coma, if you will. Finished the game with 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. Also, easily another standout there. KJ Osborne, led the team with 7 catches there. It caught that go-ahead touchdown to kind of give the Vikings the lead there, with what I think it was 45 seconds left. 5 carries, 73 yards, and that Teddy for him, the former Miami product. I felt like he really continued to, have the persona of that big play guy that Kirk Cousins trusts, especially late in the game, and I was really glad to see it because, the Vikings, they've got all these weapons, but KJ Osborne does seem to go unnoticed at times. Another, definitely a standout was the run blocking. Whether it was Alexander Mattison or Dalvin Cook, the Vikings were able to run the football, just top to bottom. They weren't able to get push and be able to create those running lanes for all the ball carriers for the Vikings. Another standout, Kirk Cousins. I got to hand it to the man. There were multiple times when I sat there wondering, is he going to be able to do what the Vikings need him to do with the game down in hand? And he absolutely was able to do that. 24 of 41, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, didn't make any costly mistakes for the Vikings. That's exactly what they need him to do. Be a little bit opportunistic, be able to throw a couple touchdowns here and there, lead the offense, with the help of Dalvin Cook, Alexander Mattison, and all these other talented ball carriers, but be able to lead the offense, don't make any key mistakes, and just put them in the spot that they need to be. And I felt like he did that. Like I said, I felt that Kirk Cousins really did himself a lot of favors here against the Lions, against a very good Lions team. Now, this Lions team, I think that they're going to continually get better and better under Dan Campbell. Also, definitely another standout to me is late game play calling / decisions. We saw it. We got so tired of what Mike Zimmer and company would do. They would get down. They would get complacent. There were multiple times the Vikings, the first one, starting off 14-0 down. You're thinking, oh, shoot, this isn't good. They're going to get behind. They're not going to be able to get in front of the 8 ball here, but props to Kevin O'Connell and company being able to bounce from that one. And then also later on in the second half, down 24-14, just you're thinking, oh, here we go again. But even those late game adjustments, being able to put the right play calling in place, not get too much over their skis on that, and just being able to put the players and that team in the best position to be successful. I got FIZZOUTS too. I got FIZZOUTS. Once again, let us know what kind of drinks, what kind of soft drink or pop or soda that you guys drink. Greg Joseph. If Greg Joseph didn't miss, if he didn't miss one, let alone two of those 56-yard field goals, I think the Vikings would have been in a much more comfortable position there, especially late in the game. But it is what it is. Greg Joseph, he had a solid camp, a great preseason, and it's just one of those things where you hope it's just a hiccup and hope that he can recover. But we'll have to see about that moving forward. Cameron Dantzler, there were many times when you were just watching Cameron Dantzler, and it just, the Lions are just good. Like, they can just sling it around. They got a great offensive line, and we'll talk about the Lions standouts here in just a second. But it was not a good day for the corners for the Minnesota Vikings. We need Andrew Booth Jr. back now, please, because he needs to start getting some very meaningful snaps. Also, the pass rushers, Za'Darius Smith and Danielle Hunter, definitely FIZZOUTS. I mean, it's frustrating enough when you've got all this talent on this defense, but it's equally more frustrating when arguably your two best defensive players aren't getting after it, are not putting pressure on Jared Goff and company. They're stagnant. Yes, there were a couple of plays there where Za'Darius Smith and Danielle Hunter, specifically on that last play of the game before Josh Metellus, the second to last play of the game when Josh Metellus had that game-sealing interception. They put a little bit of pressure on him, but other than that, Jared Goff had all day. He could do what he wanted. He had time to sit back there and do his laundry. Okay, that's how much time he had. Then that fourth down defense, there were times. What was it? I think the Lions were like 4 of 6 or something like that. It was rough. It was absolutely rough here. They were 4 of 6. It was definitely not what you wanted to see from that group. And yes, you really hope that they were going to be able to play a little bit better. Josh Metellus also definitely a guy that stood out for me. 11 total tackles, had that interception. And like I said, also Eric Kendricks added 11 tackles. Jordan Hicks and made that really nice play there late in the game to be able to kind of give the Vikings that little bit of confidence. So, top to bottom, this team, they look good. This defense needs to get a lot better, though. I think that there's needs to be a lot more consideration for what needs to happen with some of these other players, to be quite honest with you. So, but like as kind of just continuing on some of this FIZZOUT stuff, the run defense continues to be a huge concern for me. Patrick Peterson, completely another FIZZOUT for me. Just got completely worked against the Lions. Also got worked against the Eagles, and it kind of got the Vikings win over the Green Bay Packers. Got foreshadowed. That 75-yard bomb that got dropped by rookie Christian Watson got completely mulled over because the Vikings defense played pretty well otherwise. So I think Patrick Peterson, he is definitely a player that's older. You can definitely see it on film, and I think that's where teams are going to attack from now on. And I think that's where guys like Andrew Booth Jr. and Caleb Evans need to be able to get their snaps because that is going to be very big for them. Lions standouts, yes, the O-line, we covered it. He had all day. Jared Goff had all day, who was also a standout in my mind. Like I said, I felt like this was a position where the Lions, they've had one of the best offensive lines in football for a long time now, but Jared Goff, I do think that interception was a little bit, it was definitely a Hail Mary. It really wasn't his fault. Just trying to keep his team in a position to win. He went 25 of 41 for 277 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Jamal Williams, definitely another standout. 20 carries, 87 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Definitely picked it up for DeAndre Swift when he went down. I believe it was with an ankle injury there. And yes, you're excited for him. You think he's going to continue to be a big part of this offense moving forward for the Lions. Also, Josh Reynolds just continues to be a guy, as well as Amon-Ra St. Brown, that those two guys really are in key spots for the Lions when they need it most. Both, Reynolds finished the game with 6 catches, 96 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he had 6 catches for 73 yards. So, just top to bottom. Also, TJ Hawkinson added a touchdown for the Lions. Definitely another standout. He's a very underrated tight end in this league. And then also, Lions FIZZOUTS, Mike Hughes, he got beat on that KJ Osborne touchdown there to kind of give the Vikings the lead and eventually the win there. And then the run defense for the Lions, the Vikings, especially late in the third quarter and into the fourth, they were able to run the ball at will and do what they wanted, and it was just tough stopping them. And then finally, I'm going to say this. Well, not finally. There's two players. One more player is Juju Hughes. He couldn't finish that tackle on the Alexander Madison. Just strong arm, Hulk touchdown run that he got there to kind of keep the Vikings in it. And then finally, Amani Oruwariye. Listen, I tried looking at 5 different videos on trying to how to pronounce his name, but it's Amon-Ra. That's where we're going with. Got completely burned by Adam Thielen for pretty much the entire game, and also had a lot of ticky-tack, holding penalties and all that kind of stuff. It was those defensive holding penalties. It didn't look good. So definitely going up against one of the better route runners in the NFL and did not hold his own very well, if you ask me. But overall, I think that really encompasses both the winners and losers, or I'm sorry, that is disgraceful. The standouts and fizzouts for us. I definitely feel like these two teams are going to be continuing to battle for the NFC North title here, or at least the Vikings will. I think the Lions are right there. Like they are a very good team, and I think that it's going to be a very long time before Dan Campbell has them competing for the lead in the NFC North there. But that's it. That's our edition of Standouts and Fizzouts for the Minnesota Vikings versus Detroit Lions matchup. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about these standouts and fizzouts and pop or soda. Which one do you guys drink? Let us know in the comment section down below, and let us know what you guys think about the Minnesota Vikings versus Detroit Lions matchup.